Probably none of you have ever heard of the Identity Organisation. We're a niche organisation. We tended historically to work in public sector. That has now grown into other commercial areas as well. Enabling the human firewall, what I thought I'd do is look internally and just run through a scenario internally and let you know what we think the issues are internally. So to set the scene about what we do, we do identity validation into applications, so we try and stop fraudulent applications happening. Because of that and because of the systems we use, we tend to give our clients lots of personally identifiable information, which they then have to store securely, and also we share the fraudulent data out with other clients as well. Because of that, their employees have to manipulate the data, and as you've heard with Ian and with Steve as well, there is a training awareness requirement about how the employees actually manipulate that data. So what we then do is provide some cybersecurity awareness training in lots of different areas and cybersecurity as a service. So there's lots of elements there where we help our clients, but also create lots of problems for them. We work with lots of different partners, and our partners obviously have lots of different clients as well. So this is really to show the network that you will actually build. And as a small organisation, our network grows and grows, and hopefully you see that in the next couple of slides. As larger organisations, your network will grow comparatively as well. So we work with these people, and these are some of our clients. So you see a lot of our public sector stuff there, and these are some of our partners' clients. So there's some well-known names there as well. So you can imagine that their networks are quite big, and their networks will grow. And if you go down the food chain and look at the third parties, it's bigger and bigger and bigger as you go down. So in effect, as a small company, our clients include these businesses, and they include their businesses and their third-party suppliers as well. So it's quite a big reach. Now I'd like to introduce you to one of our employees. This is our head of business development. He's not here today, which I'm quite pleased about because he would hate me for showing that picture. So even though he isn't here, we'll keep his modesty and we'll call him Fred. It's not his real name. Now Fred is a very good business development manager, or head of business development. He's very good at marketing, very good at sales. He's looked after some very large government central agencies before, and he knows exactly what he's doing from a sales and marketing proactive and account management point of view. However, so that's Fred's network. So it's our network. Because he's working with us, that's his network as well. So that's his reach, not just from a personal point of view, but from a technical network point of view as well. Now Fred is not tech savvy, and he would be the first one to admit he's not tech savvy at all. He's a salesman, that's what he does. So he will get deadlines to meet, he's got businesses meetings to go to, he's got lots and lots of activities, he's trying to fit a 12-hour day into 8, and there's a lot of pressure going on. He will get loads and loads of emails coming through. Some of them he'll delete by mistake, as we all do, but some of them he'll get, which he receives, and it's saying he's got a credit card mail. So this one is saying there may be some security problems on your account. Please complete a form and submit it. So he's under a deadline, he's got to get a client account ready, he's got to go to a meeting in London, he needs to use his credit card. So what does he do? He goes in, completes the form, and clicks submit. And I'm sure lots of us have done that in the past. And if you look at last month, you've had WannaCry, you've had Aperture this week, which are all trying to socially engineer you to click on a link. So most malware and ransomware is actually delivered via email. And this is something we're seeing more and more. If it's state-sponsored hacking, they will try to go through your network. If it's cyber criminals, they will try to go through your employee base, which is via emails. So once he's clicked on the link, he's locked all his files and encrypted them. And that's how tech savvy he is. So now his network is compromised, sits standalone. Your corporate network is then compromised, but also if you look at the larger partner network, that could be a potential compromise as well. And if you look at the Petra one that came out this week, there is a cutoff that you can put in to stop it propagating internally in your system. But unfortunately, it can develop across the whole platform and out into your partner platform and client platform as well. So it's a huge problem. And as we've heard recently, GDPR includes all of these things. So the data subject rights, data governance protection, the internal controls, audit and risk management, which is huge, data breach readiness and response, but also the employee awareness and company culture. And that filters down right the way through your third parties as well. So as an organisation, you have to make sure that your third parties are as compliant as you are and as aware as you are. So, enabling the human firewall. It's seen that 65% of data breaches, and there's a big difference between data breach and data loss, data breaches are employee-led, whether that's inadvertently clicking on a link or whether it's on purpose. Mainly it's inadvertently. So if you look at things like Lincoln Council, that was an employee clicking a link, cost them £6 million. It's a huge problem, and it's something that has to change, not just as part of GDPR, but as best working practice as well. So understanding and educating your employee base is key. So what you can do is you can go through and put a phishing email platform out there, and one of the free giveaways we have is an employee phishing test. So we will phish every single one of your employees, find out where the problem is, and then we can provide you with training, obviously, to train against that clicking phishing stuff. And obviously then there's other things that you can push in, like GDPR training as well. So really don't let an inverted click lead you to an issue, because it will eventually. And I think there's a saying that the only business that hasn't, was if you haven't been hacked, you will be hacked. Everyone will get hacked eventually. So what's the value proposition around this? If you look at the ROI from a risk perspective, if you're continually phishing people, and it's not just about one-off training, it's about continuous training, continuously phishing them, making them really sure and aware of what the problem is, and that it is an employee-led. So if it becomes a culture, an employee culture, that they understand is part of their day-to-day job, then you're putting the governance in place to minimise the risk. Obviously, from an OPEX point of view, you have reduced help desk calls. So from the internal operational IT point of view, they have less pressure on because they haven't got to recover from a situation at all. They can just move on and keep going. So to stop Fred compromising your network and clients' networks, run continuous simulated phishing attacks, train your staff on all different aspects of cybersecurity. So it's not just about phishing emails and the red flags, it's about ransomware, CEO fraud, GDPR and the dangers of data exposure. Ensure your employees are fully aware of all your internal policies. So if you have a policy, you can have systems in place when you train them to make sure they're aware of the policy, they can tick a box, that is then fully auditable when the audit teams turn up. And complement your antivirus system with full network and endpoint monitoring. So that's a very quick whistle-stop tour of employee awareness. If you've got any questions, ask Fred. He's always happy to help, helping you protect your organisation with our partners. A very quick one. Thank you very much.